Hey guys, Dr. Ben here, Functional Medicine Centers, and guess what? It's afternoon, actually it's almost evening, but I still have energy, and I'm gonna tell you today how you can still have energy as well, whether that's at 7 in the morning or 7 at night, but especially that afternoon drop that we get from a lot of people. We hear that about, that energy is crashing down, they're fading, they have to drink a Red Bull, a coffee, take some hits of sugar different places. I always talk about the cubicle setting, the lady that's got the Hershey's Kiss bowl, and you walk around like, ooh, I need a couple of those, give you that spike. So here's what we're gonna do. We're gonna talk about 5 things you can do today to keep that energy going all afternoon, finish the day strong, and have the ability to go home and actually spend time with your loved ones. Give a little bit more at the end of the day, because that's ultimately what this is all about. Yes, we go to work to have that satisfaction, and we give and do those things. Good morning. It's I think we're in the Philippines there, so it's not really morning, but it sounds like morning. Good to see you out there. So if you guys are popping on, go ahead and drop down below where you're watching in from. Love to see you guys all over the country, all over the world. Lots of information out here that we're giving out, and this is a really, really big one. So love having you guys on. Send any questions down below as well. So afternoon energy, here's the top 5 things that you're gonna do. Let's start tomorrow to keep this energy consistent. Hey Tammy, good to see you there up in Wyoming. So all day afternoon energy. One of the first things that you want to think about doing is exercising in the morning. And this is going to be a crucial piece, because this is going to teach the body to be like, hey, we got to get ourselves up and going. We got to be ready to take on the day. A couple things that I do. I used to sit down, I journal, write, pray, meditate for usually 45 minutes or so. Hey Tanya, good to see you in Virginia. And then Beth from Kansas, great to see you as well. So I used to sit there, journal, write, pray, do all these things. And I was sitting there, and I'm like, I tell people all day long, don't just sit there. So I get up, I actually get on the treadmill. I'm sitting there walking. My treadmill broke for a couple weeks, and Michelle can tell you how funny I looked. But I got out there, it was a habit, and I just marched in place, because I knew that getting that body going, getting that blood flow going was so important. So I do that, and then I'll work out. And my workouts are not hour long, just go, go, go. Hey Andrew from Michigan, great to see you. So it was not just this, oh, push it and beat the body down. So there's 2 things that you need to think about. Energy that's going to help you in the afternoon. Exercise in the morning, 2 things that are going to give you that energy in the afternoon. And what those are is you have to have the heart rate in the right range. Tracy, good to see you. You're back in Colorado. And Sydney, great to see you down in Memphis. Check out our Nashville location, Sydney. That's probably the closest one to you there. So if your heart rate is going too high, the range we like to see is 180 minus your age. So if you're going too high on your heart rate, if I do that, afternoon, I'm fading. I'm yawning, I'm getting tired, I'm fading in the afternoon. So heart rate is one of them. You don't want to go over 180 minus your age, but you also want to get up enough to 180 minus your age. Otherwise, you're just going for a walk, and it's just not really going to do as much for the body as you want. So that's the first part with exercise. The second part is the duration. If I go too long at that intensity, so if I go for 15, 20 minutes and it's elevated for that amount of time, I will start to crash. Paula, wonderful to see you up there in Buffalo, Wyoming. You stay strong out there. We're thinking about you. So if I go too long, I'll crash in the afternoon. I'll be yawning, I'll be fading, I won't be able to focus well, all those things. So exercise in the morning, but you want to do it at the right heart rate and the right duration. And if you feel tired afterwards, if you're yawning later, if you're yawning right afterwards, if you lie down and you're like, oh my gosh, I want to take a nap, you did too much. Most people, if you're doing a spin class, anything like that, it is too much intensity. That heart rate is going too high, and you're going too long. So that's the first part. Number 2, no stimulants. Hey Val, great to see you there in Pennsylvania. Good to see everybody out there. Go ahead and pop down below where you guys are watching from. Love to see where everybody is at. So here, this is a tough one for some people. We do not want to see stimulants and then stimulant crashes, because for me, one of the things, if I drink coffee in the morning, I'm yawning in the afternoon. That's the difference. Maybe I'll get a little bit of spike in the morning, but I'm crashing in the afternoon. And so you've got to focus on having that consistent energy, getting up, exercising, eating, doing what you need to do. Candy down there in Summerville, South Carolina, great to see you. You've got to focus on getting that energy without getting stimulants, without Red Bull, without coffee, without any of these alternatives out there that are going to be driving up those adrenals, because eventually sometime throughout that day, especially in that afternoon, you will start crashing. So that's a big part of what we're looking at, is we've got to have this energy but without stimulants. It takes a little bit of time, and you also have to figure out why you're needing those stimulants in the first place. Are your adrenals fatigued? Is your liver off? Is your blood sugar off? Any of those things, you've got to figure that out so that ultimately you can stay consistent and you don't need those stimulants, because invariably you are going to crash. So number 3, you need to stand more. So standing is crucial. If I could, here, let me turn this one right here. This is my standing desk. It's actually in my office. So any of my patients out there, if you see me on the computer, I'm standing 99% of the time if I'm talking to you over Zoom. It's actually a bar, but it looks kind of cool. So I stand here at my standing desk, and that's what I'm doing most of the day, unless I'm sitting during an exam or report of findings, something like that. Most of the other time I'm standing, if at all possible. If you're sitting and you're sitting throughout the day, very good chance that afternoon is going to start to crash. It's going to start to go down. So exercise in the morning, no stimulants because you're going to crash, and you want to stand more. Number 4, you want to shut down for lunch. So this means so many people work through lunch. You don't even leave your desk. You're still eating there. You're just sitting, doing all these things. You've got to shut your brain down over lunch. Give yourself a chance to repair. If you can go outside, sit in the sun, get some vitamin D on you, invigorate your body, tell it that it's still okay, you can keep going. You can shut it down though, because otherwise we're just in this nonstop adrenal push all day long, and you've got to be able to shut that down. So exercise in the morning, but do it in the right zones. No stimulants, because odds are you are going to crash if you do that. You need to stand more. Number 3, shut it down for lunch. You've got to calm that brain down sometime throughout the day. And then number 5, keep that blood sugar stable. Give me a thumbs up if any of you guys out there are checking your blood sugar on a regular basis, if you've heard me talk about that, if you want to check your blood sugar. But you can also grab my blood sugar book off of Amazon. Blood Sugar Doesn't Lie. This tells you all about what to do to keep that blood sugar going. Get a bunch of thumbs up there. Great, guys. So, it's really, really exciting, because once you see this, go ahead and pop down a comment down below if you guys are checking your blood sugar. And what you see, if it does crash, if that energy goes down, let me know what you guys are feeling, because this is such a huge part of what's happening. That blood sugar, when I'm checking my blood sugar, I know what's going on. If I go to the right range at lunch and then I'm gonna slowly go down the rest of the afternoon, I can make it. I had lunch. I finished it probably like 12:45, and it's 6:45 right now. We're getting ready to go over to youth group and see the kids and everything. But I'll have dinner here in probably about 10 minutes. Am I a little bit hungry? Yes, I am a little bit hungry. Hey, Andrea, that's great that you ordered the book. You'll get a lot of good information out of there. So I know if I do the right thing at lunch, my blood sugar is slowly going to come down. What we don't want is spiking up and crashing down. Suzette using that continuous glucose monitor, which is a great tool. It's what we use with all of our new patients now. It's crucial to be able to see that flow throughout the day. So keeping that blood sugar as steady as possible is a huge, huge part of this process. So here's the things. 5 things to keep you steady. Yeah, hey Don, you've been wearing that Dexcom. It's been up and down. Yep, so remember, you gotta learn, Don, you gotta learn why it's going up and why it's going down. Huge part of the process. So here we go. We wanna exercise in the morning, but you don't wanna do too much. This is the problem. A lot of people that do exercise overdo it. Most people need to exercise, but if you're doing it, don't do too much. So the first thing is exercise in the morning, get the heart rate in the right zone, and don't go too long. You should feel stimulated, you should feel good, but not crash afterwards. No stimulants. So we do not need to rely on stimulants to have good energy. If you are, you've got to fix other things that are out of balance. So do not have stimulants in the morning because you will crash in that afternoon. You want to stand more. So just as I'm standing here, even as I'm doing Zoom, I'll march in place a little bit. I'll keep moving. Hey Tracy, good to see you. Mind spikes and crashes. Still trying to figure out why. Absolutely. Those spikes and crashes, that's number 5, the blood sugar crash. For me, even my spike, I'll feel tired. So it's really important to get that blood sugar as steady as possible. And then you need to shut your brain down over lunch, really give it a chance to recuperate, and then you'll have more energy in that afternoon. So there you go, guys. Great having you on today. Take these 5 steps tomorrow. Do everything you can, and I guarantee you within a couple weeks, that energy in the afternoon will be much better. So love having you guys on. If you have any questions at all, pop those down below. Otherwise, make it a great day. Take care.